Good day, mates. We are the Odd Set. I'm Maddie. You'll never walk alone, but Arne Slot needs to walk away.
Hi, guys, I'm Ish. That's about it, man.
Hey, bro, what happened to the team you support? Say lah, what team you
I am supporting Michael Carrick's Red Army. 21 is coming. Okay?
That's right, bro.
You guys meet here. Guna.
Hey, Kalvinder, Leeds United fan.
I'm surprised that after the Guna wasn't like from the top of the table or
Conservative,
something.
no, very conservative. Trying to chill.
As usual, if you've not subscribed to us, do subscribe to us. Do like the video, leave your comments, and follow up all of our socials at the.odd.set. If you are watching this while you are driving, please stop. That should not be done. We are available on audio as well. You can find us on Spotify at the.odd.set. This game week, we are releasing this a bit later because I think the game week was on Thursday and Friday. Then we also wanted to see if the FA Cup had some magic for us or nightmare for some in this group. So we are wrapping up game week 21. Are we in game week 21?
Right.
Yeah, we're wrapping up game week 21. Fast approaching the end of the season soon. So this game week's biggest clash turned out to be a snooze fest. So I think we should start with the most interesting game or one of the best games I've seen this season. Although it was a heartbreak for Kevin. Let's start off with Newcastle 4 at St. James Park. Leeds 3-3. So it was an emotional night for the Newcastle fans. Kevin Keegan was diagnosed with cancer. So Kevin Keegan, if you happen to watch this or listening to us on Spotify, we would like to send you our best wishes. But it was a thriller, the best game. Kevin, before we touch on your heartbreak, going into this game, did you feel like you guys had something for Newcastle?
Yeah, I felt that we would have. I wasn't so confident going into the game. I've had that feeling where I thought maybe this is it. Our winning streak is gonna come to an end now. It did come to an end, but not in the manner that I thought.
How many games? How many games have you guys been without a loss prior to this game? 7 or 8, right?
7 or 8, yeah, or something around there lah.
And in this list, you guys managed to get good results against like Liverpool, United,
Quite competitive. Yeah.
Right. Feel like it was a tough run of fixture.
Yeah, it was a very tough run. So that's why, this game, total heartbreak. 4-3, and then you lose it at the exact, like one of the last kicks of the game. But criticism-wise, we sort of brought it on ourselves in a sense that we just kept letting them like bomb down our left and right. Yeah, they were murdering us on the flanks. So like each cross that was coming in, it was like cut in the mouth. So in the end, Harvey Barnes, wow.
Yeah.
I hate that guy. Leeds fans all hate that guy. He has a very good record against us, even in the championship. So it was like, written in the stars for him to like come and stab us.
Harvey Barnes was my number one pick to replace Sadio Mane last time.
Oh, really?
I felt like he was the guy. When speaking of Harvey Barnes now is the holder for the latest match winner in the Premier League. The goal came in 1 hour, 1 minute and 48 seconds. Do you feel the amount of stoppage time given was justified?
I'll just go with it. Nothing. It's pointless to talk about all the referees, all the whatever. It'll be a rabbit hole. So whatever it is, I just look at it from a Leeds perspective and point of view. I just felt that we mentally, we not. It just at the end of it, it looked like we were gonna concede. Even I told you sucker punch coming. I already put it in the group chat. It's gonna be like I can just feel it. I don't know how to explain to you. So then in the end, it really happened. But there's a lot of positives to take from that game for Leeds' point of view. The fact that we scored 3 goals away from home, quite decent. We played quite well, especially in the first half. Then in the second half, they tweaked it tactically a bit. They finally brought on Livramento and all this. So they realized that them playing narrow is not a good idea against us, because we will match them. And then they decided to spread it out wide. And then after that, I just felt, the tide sort of turned. Even when we took the lead against them also, it was more or less like we sort of hit them against the run of play. Like you can see they lost the ball. It was their mistakes. But I feel that with our pressing, it caused them a lot of issues. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I would have loved to come up with a point or the 3 points. But yeah, I mean, a 91 minute penalty, which was deserved. I mean, they deserved that. That penalty it's a penalty. Don't even need to bother talking about it. I mean, nowadays, if you stick your hand out, you just asking
Yeah.
for it. So, but yeah, I mean, there are some positives. Positive wise, if we perform in that manner against like lower end teams, I think we will come quite good. It'll be quite decent. But from that game wise, I just felt at times we are a bit too naive. I don't know. We could have killed the game off better. Instead of I don't know. Sometimes I just feel we lose the ball at weird times, or just happens. I mean,
It
pure
was
heartbreak
going to happen
right?
at Newcastle, right? At St James Park, where it's always emotionally charged. And then
Yeah.
when you guys gave the penalty away, I think I told you guys as well, right? I think you guys need to hang on tight because the amount of stoppage time that was given and the fans backing them. Newcastle have quite a decent record at home as well. But one of
Yes.
your positives also I felt was Brendan Aronson's
Oh,
performance.
that guy, yeah.
Right. He's this pesky guy that just keeps it running and
Yeah.
running. He will
He has
be
some insane running stats, like crazy running stats. So, I mean, yeah, he actually now quite weird. He's quite an important player. I don't know how to
correct.
explain it, but I now looking forward to him staying fit. Like if you tell me months ago, I'd be
But bro,
like, yeah, he play or don't play, don't matter. But
like you
yeah,
see,
now it's very important.
players like Aronson is, I feel, very crucial in any team lah. Like you see, he reminds me a bit of like Ander Herrera back when he was playing for United. Like this guy is everywhere, and like he has an insane engine on him lah. As in like the only thing you can you don't require a player to score every game, but one thing you require is effort lah as fans, right? And this guy is an embodiment of. He really puts it there 100%. Like you see him after the game, he's like done, like he's dying, and that is the kind of commitment you would want. Yeah, right. That's the kind of commitment you want as a fan of a club. So yeah, man, I think you guys, he turning up at a very clutch timing for you guys lah. Right.
Yeah. So is he the new LeBron James of soccer? Mitran, so we have always had this conversation before, and so do you think Leeds are safe?
Yeah, man. I think they're safe. They have more than enough in their tank to survive for next season. I think I compare Leeds and Sunderland. Very similar. Both newly promoted teams. Decent summer signings, and both doing pretty well compared to like Burnley. I think the difference between these two teams is actually the goalkeeper. The Leeds goalkeeper does not really fill me with confidence.
I think
I
doesn't
think his
feel
name
Kelvin with confidence also. I think.
Kelvin also, right? Because I think he was talking about the keeper a few times. His name is Perry, but I don't think he really parries the ball very well.
Yeah.
And it's a bit sloppy So compare that with Sunderland's Robin Roos, is it?
Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, Robin Roos. It's day and light. So I think other than the keeper wise, like Leeds are pretty good. Attacking wise, I'm quite impressed with them. They usually bring the game to who they play, whether home or
Yeah.
away, they have got a good attacking game plan. Quite a steady midfield with Aronson, Stark, Tanaka whenever he plays. Good options off the bench, and even Empedu, Rodon, they make quite a decent spine. So I think it's just a keeper that is a bit of a bit of a big thing, if I may say. But even then, I think they have more than enough to survive in this league.
Yeah, definitely. I thought if anything, this whole period, like the fixtures, right? It was like Chelsea and then Liverpool, Man U, Newcastle. I thought if they were to crumble, it would be this point. So I think credit to Leeds for like the amount of points and then the performance. If anything, the performances were I think the biggest indication that Leeds would definitely be staying up. I
Yeah,
think what's
togetherness.
your
The team togetherness is also something important there.
if
They
you've
fight
had
for each
all
other.
these tough games, then I believe like the next set of games will be a bit easier.
Fulham, right? Next.
Premier League, no game is easier.
That's
Yeah,
fair lah.
but
That's
I'm
fair.
confident. Home
I
games and yeah, we can. I think we can. I'm going for 2-1 to Leeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
and
myself.
Kel, correct me if I'm wrong. There are few games this season where y'all actually got stabbed right at the death.
Yeah.
I think Fulham, the corresponding fixture was one of those games, right? They
Yes,
scored
correct.
right at the end. I think we were
Right
talking
at the
about it over WhatsApp. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think you guys are well in the game long enough, and usually this kind of last minute goals that take away points, they do not. Yeah, it's a pity, but you have performed well enough to be there, compared to
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I think you guys will be good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I don't
Okay,
think
but
we
let's
will
not
be
take.
talking to
Yeah,
you
sorry.
from the championship next season lah. You will still be part
Yeah.
of the league. Yeah, Ismam, you were saying something.
But let's not forget, like Newcastle for the horrendous form they were in, right? They are
Mhm.
now staying in sixth place.
Yeah, right. We were talking
Yeah.
about this.
It's
So
very
at
like
halftime, they were talking about Eddie Howe's job, which we always do also lah. They're talking about it because I think they were like in like a 13 or 14 position.
yeah,
And then somewhere in the 91st minute, they were ninth. And by the end of the game, they are now sixth.
sitting
It
same
is
as United, 32
ridiculous.
points. Yeah.
Week in, week out, we've been talking about how ridiculous this thing is because that doesn't change the fact that I think Eddie Howe has been doing quite a mid job this season. It's
Mm.
just that the league position is papering cracks, but their home form has been helping them because
Yeah.
their away form has been atrocious. So the
Yeah.
sorts of
But
sort
like
of
with
balances.
Visa coming in, I think it gives them a bit more
Yeah,
attack prowess lah, right? Like because
especially with
Visa
Walter
was
Mother having a drop, sort of a
Yeah,
drop.
Correct.
it
Right?
gives them an
So, but
option they
then-
didn't have early in the season.
yeah, bro, like you see
Yeah.
Walter Mother, right? You just depend on him, right? It's going to be very difficult because how you going to depend on one young striker, right? Like don't make sense. But Visa is like he has the technical ability to, and he knows how to play in the Premier League. And you
Yeah,
can see, like, wow, with him on the pitch, right? Wow, the attack is way faster and all that. So I think it was just a matter of time before they started performing, and I guess the tide has turned for them. Especially after this game, getting those kind of last minute winners kind of spur you on, lah. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for my sake, I hope they
Momentum.
don't do well. lah. Yeah, momentum goes a long way for them.
So
Yeah,
Leeds
cannot
next
underestimate
game.
momentum. Once you start,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it will be very hard to stop.
Yeah.
I think we are all victims of momentums this season. I think Leeds momentum started with the Chelsea. Was it Chelsea win or Chelsea draw?
Chelsea win.
Chelsea win, right?
3-1,
And
yeah.
then carried on to the Liverpool game,
Yep.
and then United, and then even this game. If you said it ended in a draw, I think nobody will be like
Nobody will complain.
banging
Yeah, you'll be like, oh,
complain about this, right? So Leeds next game is at home against Fulham. So Kelvin, you gave your prediction earlier, but I want to ask again now your confirmed prediction. How you feeling about Leeds
2-1 Leeds.
2-1
Dominic
to Leeds?
Calvert-Lewin with a winner at the 91st minute.
Oh, so you're going for the sucker punch again after?
They need one after what they did to us the first
It's
game.
a team of sucker punches lah. Fulham also like to score the late goals. Then Leeds also like to score the late goals. So we'll see. My take is it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I believe both teams are like, I don't see it being goalless for either side.
Yeah, correct.
My prediction was 2-2 lah, as well, same as you already. And my star man would be Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Wow, a lot of hype on DCL going on. Huh?
Oh, so can I just ask, right? Is Nigeria still in the AFCON?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nigeria, yes.
Okay, good.
They
Nigeria,
That
won
means they will
2-0.
still be missing a couple of
Bessie
players.
and
Okay.
Iwobi and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chukwueze
Iwobi is an
was-
important one. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
even without
yeah.
Iwobi, they have been doing well, man. Even without
Yeah.
Iwobi
Okay,
and
yeah.
I think without Iwobi gives the chance the likes of like Harry
Kevin.
Wilson to play a bit more, Kevin to come in and play, right? So it might be.
Mm.
Mm.
So, Meet, what's your prediction? Do you think Leeds get this one?
I'm going 3-1 Leeds actually. I think Ellen Road will push them through, and I'm going to go with Calvert-Lewin
Wow,
as my
the
star man.
Calvert-Lewin stock is quite high, huh? Did he score against Newcastle? I cannot remember.
Yeah,
But
he
I know,
scored and
Yeah,
assisted.
score and
yeah,
He's
assist.
an absolute madman, man.
Yeah, he's
it's
on a fire.
crazy to think
England
that
call up coming.
free.
Yeah, I won't be
Imagine
surprised, you know.
who
Do you
who
guys
I
do
think,
England have up front? Only
bro, they
what
have Harry
Watkins.
Kane and
Kane?
Harry Kane. But I feel like I would rather bring Welbeck and DCL or either of these two. I think if I were England, I would bring Welbeck because of his experience and all. I
Good
think
shout.
like
I also think good experience.
75th minute, you drop this fella down or you bring in a DCL, chuck the crosses in when all else fails, right? At least gives you an option.
It's okay
Because
lah. Keep
Harry-
DCL at home. It's alright. I don't want him to go.
You want to save him from next
Cannot be
for next
bothered. Yeah,
season.
but I'm just thinking
don't get
his
keep
form he
bro.
will get called up.
When
Yeah.
you guys signed Calvert-Lewin, right? Do you guys give a long-term contract or was it like a year
It's a 3-year
only?
contract, but very high
3.
wages.
Okay. So Daniel Farker for good, or you still waiting to see him up at the end of the season?
I mean, I won't mind if he wants to join Man U lah. Carry on. The job is available. But I'm okay. I feel that now he's proven himself. Like
Yeah, I think he's
he's
done
not.
a excellent
Yeah,
job. Like
I
to me,
think so
it's
too. Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, right. So
Yeah, but
in
you
the
know,
event,
I
in the
just
event,
find it amusing that in 2026, Leeds is offering their coach to United and the United fan is keeping silent, shaking it.
yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that, man. I swear to God.
so we okay. Yeah, we also mentioned FA Cup. Leeds successfully made it to the next round by beating Derby County 3-1.
Yeah. True
Newcastle
Derby
also
County.
made their way to the next round with a 3-3 draw against Bournemouth, and then they went into the penalty shootout. So I think like the Premier League clubs did quite decently but from teams that made it to the next round of the FA Cup to one that did not make it, we will go to Burnley against Manchester United next. Okay, but in all honesty, right, this is Fletcher's first game, right? As the I wouldn't even call him interim. It was like a
Say interim to
temporary
the interim, bro.
interim. Huh? So
Interim.
it was a 2-2 draw.
Oh.
Ismam, I want to know your feelings about this game and what do you feel the first game post Amorim was like?
I mean, like, we know that he's going to probably go back to a 4 at the back, and which they did, right? Then
Yeah.
when I saw the starting 11, I realized that, okay, let me just talk about the positive. There was only one, which is Sesko scored 2 goals. And like
Two, bro.
he
What
scored 2,
about
right?
no, as in Kobe Mainu finally freed is another positive for you guys, right?
Slavery has ended at Man U.
Honestly, like okay, never mind. I'll just talk about the positive in my head, which I think was positive. It was Sesko scoring 2 goals, gaining confidence. Then over the weekend also, Brighton he scored another goal also. So it's important that you see that if you actually give the ball in to our striker, which I always think which he lacked, right? All the United strikers in the past have lacked the service that was provided. And yeah, for lo and behold, he scores 2 goals, and those were pretty good goals, I would say, not like fluke.
Yeah, I think the second one was a brilliant goal. Brilliant
the cross. Yeah, I mean, it was overall. I liked what I saw with Sesko, right? Because we bought this guy for almost 60 million. There was a big price tag on him, big expectations. But I would say that the first half of the season was pretty lackluster. Although I kind of enjoyed what he was doing in terms of linking up the play, bringing others into the game, holding the ball way better than what Rasmus used to do. We have had 2 years of Rasmus in the club, and it was not. The first season was okay. He scored a few goals here there. Second season was really very bad, and he was tussling with the defenders and all that. So it was quite refreshing for me to see him there. But the problem lies because we didn't have Mbuemo or Ahmad on the right, and we had to start Dogo there and stuff, right? So obviously, like, it was a very, like, he's not an attacker, so I don't really blame him for not being that guy. But then the other positive is Shea Lacey when he came on. That guy has a cannon of a left foot, man.
Left
Like, and
foot.
he's so confident, and he's the only
Was
player
his
that looks
first
like.
attempt, right? That hit the
It
bar.
was his first attempt that hit the post.
Right.
Actually,
Oh,
quite
yeah.
unlucky not to win the
Cannon.
game. I would say Burnley honestly just smashed and grabbed it lah. But that being said, I will not ever say that they don't deserve it, because we shouldn't be putting ourselves in that place in the first place, right? Like against a team like Burnley, who just recently promoted and all. It could have gone like, honestly, I was a bit upset that we didn't win lah. But then we created enough, I feel. But it's just
Do
that
you
we're not
feel-
clinical.
Do you feel that Sesko is benefiting from whatever for the back? So that means there's more attackers forward, because the two games that he has scored now, back to back, the 2 goals against Burnley and the game against Brighton over the weekend, do you feel that he is benefiting from this? Although he's not been excellent in terms of the whole result, but he's getting more chances. I think prior to these games, I don't see him. Of course, he gets that 1-2 chance.
He will,
after a
he
few
will
games,
shoot,
right?
but then actually I realized that it's a structural issue.
Mhm.
You know why? Because you see, when we are playing with the 3 at the back, right? Essentially, there's almost 6 attackers in front.
Okay.
There's almost 6 attackers in the box. You know what I mean? So that's the whole plan, right? To overload the wide areas, and even Bruno goes up in the striker position from the centre mid, and that's how we score goals. So scoring goals this year is not a problem. But what that does is it kind of takes away his space as a striker as compared to this system, you know, that like the 4-back or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Whereby he is now the focal point, meaning the play, like essentially what we want to do is just get him the ball and then let him
Look
score,
for
this
it.
kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, structural wise, this suits him better than the 3-4-3 lah, because it gives him a bit more space and time to run back, run through, and all this kind of thing. So a lot of criticism on Sesko the whole season. Then try to back the boy, facing from my own United fans, like my friends, my close friends, like they all shitting on Sesko and all this kind of thing. I'm like, how do you expect someone to score goals when you're not providing? And then you start providing for me and he starts scoring goals. There has to be a thing, what? So I hope Michael Carrick, when he comes, he emphasizes on the him being the focal point, because we have a good striker there, man. And he's a good range. Yeah, he has a good range of shots. Right? He can shoot. He can hit the
He can
ball.
hit
He's quite
also, right?
clinical. So the play has to run through him. But however, that requires us, like, okay, let's just talk about the game lah. Okay, the Burnley game, got very unlucky. Could have scored a hat trick. But I'm gonna stop using the term unlucky lah. That we deserve more. It clearly didn't, right? Because it's a fucking draw, right? It's a 2-2. You just have to fucking accept the truth that we are shit. But that's okay. I've come to terms with it.
Burnley's first goal, Burnley led, right, 1-0. The first goal
Yeah.
wasn't even like a shot on target.
It was like nonsense. They had nothing to him.
And then Heaven, I think, was the
It was just trying to
unfortunate
block.
one.
Yeah, it was just
to
trying to
touch
block
it into. So like at the halftime was 1-0 to Burnley,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
at that point of time the stat showed Burnley at 0 shots on target but at 1 goal. So in that sense you can say unlucky, because like you guys had a couple of chances, right? At the
Yeah.
So I think they had goal line clearance. I think you guys hit
Crazy.
the
They were
bar.
like, the captains, the keeper
They used
went
Barang
crazy.
at the line, I think.
Bro, I don't know what. The keeper started saving crazy goals. The 2 goal line clearances. Then I'm just on there looking like, then Fletcher, I see Fletcher's face. He also like, cannot believe what's going on.
You
Because,
cannot
like,
believe he
literally-
got the job in the first place, bro.
Correct,
That's why
that too. But it's insanity lah. I mean, that game should have been buried and should have won. But then,
yeah.
yeah, but
I thought you guys wrapped it up when Sesko scored the 2 goals, but
second,
I
right.
did message you, right? The only guy you guys have to
Anthony.
mark is Jade, because he will just he's capable of that one moment of brilliance. But as you mentioned, Carrick, as we are recording it, it seems like Michael Carrick is set to be the new interim manager at Manchester United. What are your feelings on it, especially when at the beginning it felt very much like Ole was leading to take over this job, and now it's Carrick. And what do you think of this appointment?
Okay, so I feel that this board is really a piece of shit lah.
I thought you were about to give some positive line.
No.
Because
You see, if Jason Wilcox is still at the helm, if Barada is still there, right, it's not gonna solve anything lah. Because you see, within 2 years of their supposed ownership, they have fired 2 managers. They have given contract. You know, they have paid Sporting and Amorim around 28 million because of
really?
fuck up. Yes. Okay.
You guys could have bought a midfielder with their money.
we have given Eric Ten Hag also somewhere around the ballpark figure of 15 million or some shit. So essentially, on firing managers, we have already paid 40 million, you know. So it clearly shows a lack of commitment, a lack of know-how. So I want these guys out. That's my first thing. Like, I really don't ever want to see them again in my club. But I know that's not going to happen. So with the Carrick thing, right, in fact, I am happy that it's Carrick and not Ole.
Yeah,
Because you see,
actually,
Ole, the way Ole left, right, 5-0 to Watford, was his last game, right? I'm telling you, this guy, the scar tissue will be real. And there are some players who played under him also. Like your Brunos, your Darlow, all of them played under him before. Shaw and Maguire, all of them got play. So the thing is, right now, Carrick, right, do I expect 21 is coming? No, obviously not, right? He's just an interim manager.
21 is
But-
coming.
Yeah,
You
21
mean-
titles.
You win the league.
Yeah, it's not
Oh.
Meat is so flabbergasted by it that he had to.
it's the thing lah. It's like anytime a new
His
manager
title
comes
challenge
in,
was brought to a
every-
stall.
every time a new manager comes in, I always say the same thing, 21 is coming, 21 is coming. It's just a banter lah anyways.
Mm.
So why I like the Carrick appointment, right, is because when he was interim for 3 games with us, right, I think he
Yeah.
won Arsenal 3-2, he drew
Yep.
Chelsea 1-1,
Chelsea.
and Europa League game, we win 2-0, I think.
2-0, yeah.
So actually, right, his Middlesbrough, Kel was saying, right, because you know you saw him bit more than I did under
He
the
played good
Middlesbrough.
football, yeah.
He plays good football. I went to check some of his stats, not to hype myself up, but just to see how disappointed I'll be at the season. Attacking wise, he was the second most attacking team. He dominates. His whole play is actually controlling. It can be a bit boring, but it's more of a whole control in the midfield, which I think is very required, bro. We have Casemiro and Ugarte, who I cannot even put to words what the fuck are these two doing in my club, lah. Because you,
Okay,
No,
I just
it's-
tell you
yeah.
something. Sorry. Because I seen this guy for Middlesbrough a lot. So
Mhm.
I think he's going to be good for y'all. Because especially if you got players like Sesko, Mbeumo, all this, who can like finish. The reason Middlesbrough were like, didn't make it was because they could not finish a game.
Finisher.
They created
Bro,
like so many chances. So I think you all are...
Bro, our players can't even finish
He's a good-
breakfast, bro.
You know what I thought Kevin was going to say? I thought Kevin was going to say, it's good for you all because when Man U go to the championship, then he will
No,
help.
Found his levels. No, but like I
Yeah.
honestly
mean,
think
that
this,
should be your level, but yeah.
I feel
But
this
I still
appointment
think he'll
was
be a
not
good
too bad
appointment
lah.
for your short term.
I think he's a good short-term appointment. In fact, I'm not say excited, but I just like am looking forward to see what he does lah. Because I know he's a midfielder. I
Mhm.
trust I trust a coach who's a midfielder. You know what I mean? Because they
Yeah.
see the game very differently. And Carrick, to my remembrance, like of United during our glory days, he was
To control.
a very control freak in the midfield, and I like it because the reason why this 4 at the back and 5 at the back, 4, 6 at the back, 8 at the back doesn't fucking work is because of one thing: is our midfield. We're
Mhm.
constantly losing our duels in the midfield. Our midfielders are not fast enough. One doesn't have composure. The one cannot even string 2 passes. Casemiro, obviously, I don't blame him. He's an old man already lah. Like the league is a bit too. Like you see 3 at the
Fast.
back, right? The
Fast.
3 at the back, right? He was still being a bit protected. But now he's left bare. He's bare. He's exposed. Like you know, like last time, yeah, they used to criticize Ten Hag. How come me feel so weak? Then Casemiro say I got exposed because he put me there alone, double pivot and this kind of thing. So it clearly shows that we lack a personnel there. Like we do not have the players. You say 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 5 at the back. Doesn't matter what. Your midfield is supposed to be your strongest. Why do you think Newcastle win their games? Is their midfield what? Why do you think Arsenal wins all their games? It's like midfield. Even Leeds midfield.
Can I just ask
And
a
now-
question also? So sorry.
Yeah.
Does Bruno
Go
track
ahead.
back like in the games?
He does, but the thing is, I rather him
Because I
play up
don't
top
see him-
at 10. I'm okay. Like, I don't
Okay.
need him anywhere in my half. I want him to be on top with Sesko as the. Like he can create lah, bro. I don't need him to defend, honestly. But what that does, it leaves a big hole in the midfield lah. Something
Yeah,
which
so that's
Mason
what I
Mount,
mean.
if he
Does
wants-
he really help?
Correct. So the thing is, right, so if 4 at the back, right, if you're playing double pivot, right, your double pivots have to be fast or either damn smart or damn intelligent. Like Zubi Mendy, this kind of profile, they need to be smart. Zubi Mendy, I don't think he's the fastest, but he
No,
has
he's not.
technical.
Football
He-
brain
he's
lah.
He has, actually Casemiro also has football brain, but just his legs. You see him during the game, I tell you, it's such a frustrating watch now. Because he has to cover way more ground, right? Like now because of this system, right? Because last time we used to play a bit higher. Now with this four at the back, we kind of sit back a bit. Then he has to really go up, down, up, down. And you can see the man is he's knackered by the 50th minute. So I don't think it's going to work out. So I would like to see someone like Ruben Neves. I think they are linked to Ruben Neves now.
Yeah.
Conor Gallagher, this type of profile who can, and then this Kobe Mino, okay? This is his chance to prove it to us. Okay, free Kobe Mino, free this, free Lanchao. It's time for you to. It's really,
Wow.
it's honestly, dude, like the whole frenzy about how, if he was playing our midfield would be revolutionary. Fuck, he played the whole Brighton game almost. Honestly, what was he?
But I thought he was quite.
He was okay
decent for
lah.
what-
I mean,
what-
bro,
what we
like
are.
he's not the answer. You know what I mean?
I
He's
think
not the answer.
under
And then
Carrick,
we keep saying,
I think
I think under Carrick,
these
which
guys,
Carrick likes Mino.
right?
Carrick likes
Yeah,
Mino. I think
because
it will
likes
the
change.
Mino.
guys who were from United will value the United Academy boys
Academy
a bit more.
boys lah. Yeah,
right?
I mean,
So
I think under
will get a chance.
him, he will get a chance, and he's a talented player lah. But his attitude has been quite stinking, if you ask me. And I do not need that kind of cancer in my club because we have had to get rid of all these fellas over the years, and I don't want
But to
the
his
new
credit,
boys.
is his brother lah, bro. You cannot say Manu hasn't. Okay lah, we saw this. He liked like a post after Amrim, but
Yeah.
but no one knows whether it's true or not. Unlike the Garnacho one, but in Kobe Manu's defense, it's like he started from his brother and then
Yeah, I mean,
it
it's
sort
not.
of, yeah.
But at least the least he could have done is come out and like just apologize on behalf of his brother. If he really, he could have done a lot of things, right? But he didn't do any of it. But giving him benefit of the doubt, he's a young boy, whatever. But I don't know what to expect from Carrick, to be very honest with you. Inte-Rim was good, but it was only 3 games. He kept us in Europe, top 4, whatever.
What's his deal now? Is it like a end season contract or?
It's a 6 months thing lah, bro. So after end of the season, he will probably be gonna go for full time. But here's the problem, Imagine from now until June, right? May, he does well, which I want. I honestly want it. Then they say, Ole's at the wheel, like that nonsense that time, right? Then it's
Carrick's at the wheel. Ferdinand will bang the table and ask for the job.
Ask for the job. Then imagine you give him a 3-year contract, and then we go through the same shit again.
Okay,
you know what I'm afraid of?
Can I ask
who is his assistant?
You say,
Carrick's.
okay, just say what you are saying now, right? If he does well until end of the season, right? Then if a contract is offered to him, would you be disappointed with it? Like if he does well, he brings you guys to the Champions League, and
I
if he's
personally
given the
won't
contract.
lah. I mean, I won't be too upset. I just, as I said, bro, I do not support a manager. I support my club. I just want my club to do well. I don't care who the fucking manager is. I just need someone with a backbone, right? And I hope Carrick has it, because now I'm scared that we are gearing towards a stupid Southgate appointment in the summer. Okay, because his assistant, the Carrick's assistant, is used to be the
Holland.
he used to be the assistant
Steve
to Gareth
Holland.
Southgate.
The guy is a messed up fella, no? He's a messed up
Ben
fella.
White. Remember the Ben White episode?
He the guy has got some like, he's not. I'm not sure
He's
like,
an
he's just
old
not right in the
school-
mind.
Yeah, old
He's
school
not
kind
right
of
in the mind,
mentality. Yeah.
The way he
Maybe a
treated Ben White.
smooth transition, So when they replace Carrick, then they put Southgate into the maybe.
That's what I'm scared of. And honestly, if the day Southgate becomes a manager, right, that's the day I stop supporting my club. And you heard it here first.
Ishmael, I'm going to ask you.
becomes-
I'm going to ask you one manager, just one. You don't have a few options. Just one manager. Ideally, you want to see at your club at the end of the season as the next appointment.
I think Luis Enrique then. I really
that's a
like.
fair shout because he seems like he doesn't want to extend his contract either.
Yeah, but I
But
think he's going to end up
positive-
with City or Liverpool only.
No lah, I don't think Liverpool. But positive things are coming because Cameroon and Ivory Coast were both knocked out on the same night.
That's another
So-
headache, bro.
In your next
Ish,
game
I think-
comes. Yeah.
So,
Mithran,
sorry,
say.
Ish, I think you need to stop saying this City and Liverpool only. I think you guys need to change your mentality as fans as well. Because if you want to actually reach the level of City and Liverpool, right, you cannot always be saying the person will go to City and Liverpool only, or the manager will only go to City and Liverpool. Otherwise, you'll never reach that level. This is just my opinion, lah.
Bro, you're 100%
you
right.
either you choose, like, I just feel there's 2 tracks to choose from. One is you go for the big blockbuster names and you say that, you know what, I'm going to go all in, I'm going to put all my eggs in the basket, I'm going to try for Luis Enrique or Xabi Alonso, and we are the big Manchester United. we can convince them. You either do that,
good job.
or you go through the other track, which is I'm going to give Carrick does a good 6 months, and the owners give him the keys to everything, like the whole place, the keys. Like, I'm not literally, but the keys to everything, to change the whole mentality. Then you go down the route of, like, the whole young manager, the Arteta route, and hope, and then you start from scratch. So I just feel that, I mean, not taking a dig at you, but I just think United, I as an Arsenal fan feel United a big club, all right? And they are still a big club. A few years and all can't take it away. Just like a few years can't make Man City a big club. So you need to start going into tables thinking, having that mentality, and only then will it transpire to performances in the pitch. It might take years, it might take months, we don't know that, right? But you need to start somewhere. And yeah, man, that's what I feel.
Think it's still think it's still a very big possibility, because even if we look at Ruben Amorim, right, he was quite a lot of clubs were looking at him, and then United went for him. He still went to United, right? So I think the Manchester United job is a big thing.
It's
for
still
a
a
lot
privilege,
of people,
lah.
right?
But you see, bro, I tell you
Look
what the
at the
problem
amount
is.
they pay out to their managers after they get sacked. Of course,
correct.
anyone wants to go there.
I tell you guys what's the problem, okay? Why have I stopped dreaming of people like Luis Enrique, right? It's because imagine Luis Enrique come to Carrington, right? And then Jason Wilcox telling him, oh no, you must not play 4-3-3, you must play 4-2-3-1.
No.
I know, because I am the fucking boss. I know everything. James Radcliffe takes his football knowledge from me. You don't know who the fuck I am? That's going to happen only. You think Luis Enrique will come and say, fuck, I'm going to listen to you?
No, that's why, managers like Luis Enrique, right? I believe when Luis Enrique went to PSG, he actually kind of told the board that who he wants as his sporting director, which is Ocampos.
I
And
agree with this.
Yeah, so I think someone like Luis Enrique will know who he wants as his right-hand man to run the show.
Right?
Yeah.
As for Amorim, I felt like, he didn't have this caliber that Luis Enrique, and then he's still a fairly young manager, right? They feel like they can one over him, right?
Enrique will set the tone. He will tell you what he wants, how he wants to be treated, what you need to give him. So it will be like, he will draw a line in the sand. This is what I want.
Like if Xabi Alonso meet brought up, right, I think they might try to do that to Xabi Alonso. But like Enrique comes in, or like even like, although this is impossible, like
Xabi Hernandez,
Klopp comes in, I think Xabi also they won't try to makan him.
They won't makan.
I don't think that. Okay, we know from history, like Xavi Hernandez had some issues with the Barcelona board as well, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like he stood his ground. I feel like, but Luis Enrique for me is, I think, like the best option that I feel like if he comes in, the board will just listen to what he has to say, because and he has proved it that he's done it all, right? He's won the Champions League and all that, right? So I think that should be the way.
He has the aura.
He has mad aura, man.
Legitimately, he will come in, people will be like, oh, okay.
Okay, this guy
like
is
you genuinely know this guy is not here to play around, and that's something we need, because you see, but what this board wants is the stupid yes man, okay, where they will just but they won't take ownership, okay, you want to run it like Bayern Munich, right? You want to run this club like a Bayern Munich. Every time Bayern Munich win or lose, right, one of the directors will come out and talk,
Yeah,
Wilcox has not come out and talked. He only did one stupid interview in Carrington, okay, which was like scripted as fuck. You really know it's scripted. He has not come out or said a single word. Why did you fire Amorim? Why did you fall out? There was no explanation from the board. There was nothing done. All of us are left in the dark, making assumptions.
But to be fair, this is a cultural thing, Over in Germany, a lot of these guys will come out and like explain. In UK, this is not a thing. Like no sporting director will go and come out and say, oh, this. They won't. It's just I think it's a cultural thing over here in the UK.
Over in Germany, I think it's quite. That's why you see I wore the German jersey. What was my first thing that I said? Arne Slot has to leave this club in my opening sentence. The Germans, but okay. That game aside, as for Burnley, I think we all agree. Does anybody strongly disagree that Burnley is not going to get relegated?
No, confirm relegated.
Right? They are hopeless, right? So we move on to the FA Cup before we predict Man United's next game. So FA Cup, United got dumped out by Brighton. which I feel these games happen. I think I told you guys, right? I think if Liverpool had played at Brighton, we would be out by now. So I think it wasn't like, it's not a reflection of Fletcher's. End of the day, he was the under 18 manager, right? Now he's went back
Yeah,
to the
it's
under
not like
18 job, right? So
yeah.
I feel that was, no, but that would mean now you guys would play this season
40
a
games.
maximum of 40 games. And then now all you have left is just the Premier League. So now we're in game week 21, right? So there's about 17 games to go. That
Can
is all
concentrate, bro.
Carrick has, right? So it can be a good thing, although of course it's a bummer to, know that you technically can't win anything anymore, lah, is in terms of trophies for this season. But it might give Michael Carrick some more time with the squad, and then gives players that are injured time to come back and all that, right?
But bro, you see, this gimmick of like 1 game a week shit, right? This United, the whole season, we didn't have Euro. We
Yeah,
technically had 1 game a week. But fellas
yeah,
play like they work from home, the whole week.
yeah. This
Where every
is
time
why
they
I
come up,
always tell
what
you.
is
I
going on?
remember I tell you what, you guys had 1 game a week, because when Chelsea didn't make it to the you didn't make it to Europe at all. I think the
Hmm.
season before,
So
They won the
intense,
the
league.
they
next
play.
season straight away, they won the League Cup, I think, and then they straight away were back to the Champions League. If I'm not wrong.
Actually, they
So
won
that,
the
I
league.
thought,
is it?
I
Oh
think
no,
you're
I'm talking
talking
the more
about
recent one. The more
the
recent
more
one.
recent. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the more recent one. I think
Okay.
I was under
bro,
Pochettino.
what lah,
Yeah.
these players? I tell you, I was just texting you guys in the group chat for the viewers out there, like how Amorim throughout the whole season say these players, they lack focus, lack intensity, this kind of thing. It took Fletcher 2 games to say the same thing. So how
Fletcher said
can
the same thing.
Fletcher say the same thing? I sent you guys for the thing, it's from the actual thing. So honestly, like you see, this Diego Dalot, right, is a manager sacker, He's a serial manager. He has sacked don't know how many fucking managers, He even sent Darren Fletcher back to the under 18s, bro. The Brighton game, fucker had 2 1-on-1s, cannot defend. He's the kind of player you see is hiding. There are players when you get the ball, like you can tell from their body thing, right? They are hiding. They don't want to take the ball. They got no confidence. And this guy has to leave, please, Like,
This
I'm
is
so
the
tired.
problem. I think we talked about it like a while ago. I still don't understand why you guys don't drop certain players. Like
Like who?
he has
There's
to
no one
go
now,
on. I
There's no
mean,
one at
okay,
right back.
like
Mashrawi is not
try
available.
try out Ahmad or something. Just
Ahmad is not here, right? So
yeah. So the more you play him, the more I think you guys will he'll be
wait,
undroppable. Like
bro,
then you
I
guys,
can't. Do you
because he's been
now?
so bad. Like just
I want to
pull
pose a
somebody out,
question. Correct, bro.
pull
He's a
somebody out from
useless
the
bum,
youngster.
But like, I want to pose this question to you guys, which actually makes me very sad because now we are confirmed gonna play 4 at the back, right?
Mm. What
There's
year
only one
when you
space.
relegate? Oh no.
What? Only there's one place left for Ahmad or Embuemo. They're both going to be fighting for the right wing. And I think they
Mm.
had something very good going on when they were playing the 3-back, the right side. They had a very good synergy. They were scoring goals. They were assisting. They were doing all that. So the question to you guys is, who do you think starts and who do you think gets sold? Because obviously there's only one spot, right?
Me personally,
sorry.
I feel that Ahmad and Mbuemo should continue to play together. How bad Dalo is, right? I think it's harmless to give that a try. Like every week, week in, week
Play
out,
him
there's
right back.
something. Yeah, there's something wrong with Dalo every week, right? So how much worse can it get with Ahmad Diallo, right?
I
So
agree. I agree.
that's my take. Meet,
Hmm.
what do you feel?
No, man. I think both of them have to play. Like these are your big
Yes.
hitters. There's no such thing as you rest one of them and sell off the guy or something like that. I think both of them have to play. I think Mbeumo has played a few games off the left wing for Brentford. When Arsenal was scouting Mbeumo, I was looking at his profile. Yes, he plays mainly from the right, but he can play from the left. There must be a way to shoehorn Ahmad into the squad as well. Whether it's a right back position or further advanced, I'm not so sure. But bro, the whole right back thing, Dalot is not working. But I'm not sure, man. I don't know whether you can try Lenny Yoro there. I really don't know. I'm just throwing out something into the table because back, like, I'm just thinking from what I've seen for Arsenal. Ben White started as a right centre back, and then after that he progressed to become a right back. Yeah, he's not the best right back in the world, but Timber, Ben White, these players are their right centre backs, and they progress to that, so they kind of know the orientation. I think there must be a way to find both Ahmad and Bemo into the team. There's no questions about that. Like no doubts.
Like I was thinking the only variation on how to bring all these fellas in, right, is whatever we just said. Put Mboemo on the left, put Ahmad on the right, Sesko on top. Then number 10 we have to play Cunha because then that brings me to Bruno being in the midfield as 6 and double pivot. Creates the same fucking problems. So then how, and we don't play with Bruno because he's the biggest creator, right? Then like that, there's no way, because unless we play him on the right back, which I don't know whether will be viable for him because he will lose a lot of the crosses.
I think he doesn't have the pace for it also.
Who?
I think you all are going to sell someone.
No, I'm not talking about.
I think you all are going to sell someone to try to balance out the squad.
I think Bruno is gone end of the year.
Logical,
end of the season. But I don't know what I feel about it. However, I feel that Bruno and they are now playing for the same position. If you know what I mean.
I just feel that Bruno makes so much of difference to your team, man, and the way you guys play against Burnley, that ball to Sesko, wow, so sweet. The thing about these passes, right, is the weight of the pass. You cannot teach it. Actually, you can't really teach it, whether you have it or not. So, yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne used to say, like, out of Odegaard, I forgot who's the other one. Odegaard, Bruno,
Madison,
is it?
Yeah,
he said that Bruno, there were people that could not understand it, but I could understand. If you look at his stats itself, prove it, right? Like how much he can create. And
do you see the ball to Dogu? Like he was telling him, you run there like that. In the mid of the pitch, mid-run, he looks at Dogu, he said you run inside. Then he just gives that threading, like, nice ball. Dogu chips it in, then goal line clearance. So we need him in the team. So if you play him, the only way I see this happening is you play Mboemo on the left, Ahmad on the right, Cunha in the middle, like as a 10.
I feel like I don't know whether this is going to be like popular with United fans because of course you guys want to support. I feel like you can bench Cunha as well because the Brighton game, Cunha had such a bad,
oh my God, it was such a
game.
Stinker, man.
Of course we know what he brings to the team and all that, but if you are not performing, then it's okay to be like come on as a sub and then bring the energy. Because we know he got mad energy, right? He can come on and try to take. Because I feel like Cunha has been trying to carry too much. Yeah, so I thought he had a bad game. But speaking of Bruno's contribution, we also have to acknowledge his contribution on X, formerly known as Twitter. his account was hacked, and we had a great series. So,
are you sure it was hacked, or is he just saying it was hacked?
Okay, I felt like maybe it was not hacked. He just blast, right? But then one of it, he said, Cristiano Ronaldo is packing or something. I know.
Then he said, what, gonna tuck one out to Alicia Lehman or something. I died.
Oh, yeah, and then he called out this other content creator. Anyway, Manchester United's next game, it's a tough one. At Old Trafford is the derby against Manchester City. Your prediction, I'll start off first. My prediction for this game is Man U 1, Manchester City 3. I believe Semenyo will play a good partner.
No.
Same, going for the exact same score.
Semenyo, bro.
Shaky. Shaky will be the star man.
Kevin, you predict 3-1 to City as well?
3-1 to City.
Meet and Ish.
Ish, you go first?
I'm going 2-1 to United, obviously, right? Bruno being my star man. Because, like it or not, regardless of form, when this fixture somehow will...
He does perform, huh?
Yeah, with these fellas, you see Diego Dallo will become like some Roberto Carlos kind of nonsense game he will do.
I think the atmosphere will be mad as well because it will be Carrick's first
game. And
then it's a derby. I think a lot to prove. And finally, Meet your prediction.
I'm going to go 2-0 United. United to win 2-0. I think Michael Carrick will rejuvenate the squad, and I think Old Trafford will have a buzz lah. I think they beat Newcastle 4-0 on Ronaldo's return. Usually when the ex-players and all return, there's a huge buzz. So I think they'll get it done. City look a bit off the books currently. Like they look a bit shaky. It's not going to be easy, but I think they'll get it done. 2-0. My star man is going to be Benjamin Sheshko.
Sesko now got new name.
yeah.
Every opportunity
Sesko.
where he feels that Arsenal can get the extend the lead, he's giving it to the team. So we also have Heikel and Nitin's prediction with Meet. Unfortunately, the boys are not here on this episode. So what did they predict? Did Heikel predict a United win?
Heikel went for United to lose 4-0.
Oh.
With only starman as Haaland. Nitin went for United to lose, City to win 3-1 with Haaland as the starman as well.
So there you have it. We have 3-3-1, so one unbelievable 4-0 to City and 2 Manchester United wins. We will see. This is an early game. Finally, the Amorim is out, and now we have an 8:30 p.m. game to watch for Manchester United. We will see how that goes. And then from Manchester United to their neighbours, Man City, where Mitran kept a keen eye on this game. Man City won, Brighton won. So, Meet, I have to ask you about this game, but this is Man City's third straight draw in the league. Haaland scored. It was from the penalty spot, right? It's penalty that City scored, right? Which made him, he has now scored 150 goals in all competition for Manchester City. We don't have to talk about how great this guy is, although the past few weeks it's been sort of a drought. What do you were watching because you wanted City to drop points, Meet? So how was the game? Because there were a lot of games going on at this time, so we kept
So
what
for
do you
City
feel about
games,
the game?
usually for City games, usually what I do is once City score, I either go back to sleep or I just off the TV and just go about my stuff lah. But I don't know why that game Brighton actually filled me with a bit of confidence because they had two clear-cut chances before City even scored. I think right at the start, Brighton had a one-on-one, then Rutter had a one-on-one. So I think that City look a bit vulnerable, especially at the back. I think the Chelsea game really did a lot of damage to them because Josko Guardiola and Ruben Dias both are now injured for extended period of time. So there's a bit of shuffling going on in the defense, and with that creeps in a bit of instability. Brighton, I think, I won't say exploited it, but they made some chances out of it. There was one gilt-edge chance, right? Like, I think after they scored the equalizer, there's a gilt-edge chance that I don't know how Mitoma missed. But that being said, City also had a lot of good chances that they missed. Like, I think Bernardo Silva missed a really good one. Haaland missed a really good one. So, I think City have been a bit unlucky. Chelsea game and this game, they could have won it, but they kind of dropped points. So I'm not sure whether the slump will continue lah.
And that's how fine the margins are. Like, if they had won those 2 games, they'd be just 2 points away.
2 points.
Now they are 6 points away. I think for City, it's we can't say it's unheard of because last season they had quite the slump as well. But for them, 3 games back-to-back draws are like we don't hear that so often from City, right? They might drop even at the start of this game when we saw them dropping games, then they will just pick up on the next game and then drop somewhere. But this is 3 games back-to-back that they have had just got 1 point, which makes them fall further off in the title race. So,
one more week lah. One more week of this lah.
One more week of draw. 4th draw in a row at Old Trafford, is it?
I don't know which manager said, but in the title race, actually draws are like losses because the 2 points that you actually drop off is actually quite significant. Top 4 race, not so much. It's a point. It could be easily a point gain because it's like not really consistent, right? But title race draws are very, very harmful, which is why we guys actually lost out to you all last year because we drew so many games. Yeah. So yeah,
But City have now not beaten Brighton in 4 consecutive games.
yeah.
So they've not managed to get 3
Vomiting.
points. So it seemed to be a tricky opponent for Manchester City. Kelvin, now I need to ask you, do you feel that City will be right there at the end, or is it Aston Villa?
Huh? Aston
Do you
Villa.
feel
No lah.
Aston Villa or City? Who will be the, because at
Second
this
place will
point
still
of
be Man
time,
City.
but do you feel that they will, okay, just say 5 games to go. Do you think Man City will still be in a fight, or it's done?
They will think they're in the fight, but it's done. Because I feel that Arsenal will Arsenal now look to me like a team, right? That they're just like slowly putting their foot on the neck of
Mm.
Man City. They're just slowly putting more and more and more and more pressure.
I feel
I don't
like
know lah.
this
I feel
this where Arsenal are right now is exactly where I felt we were last season.
Mm,
Like every week it was like points collected, and then you look behind, you feel like they're getting a bit further and further
yeah.
as the week goes by, right? Then it's to the point that you feel comfortable even if you drop a few games later on. It's more or less wrapped up. As for Man City, their FA Cup though, 10 goals past Exeter City as
Exeter is shit
exited.
lah. I kept telling
Psychotic,
you
you
also.
know. I find it psychotic,
Yeah,
lah,
they
guys.
suck.
Yeah, but
Some
exactly, this is what I love, This is what I love. Is, you know why? Because when Liverpool were under Klopp, right? Klopp is the sort of manager who will continue to ask you to just go. Don't like, there'll be the managers that'll be like, hey, poor thing lah, never mind, let's leave it. But this is the team that decided to put 10 pass. They don't care, don't give face. It was like at 7-0 the fans were asking for 8, and then even we were messaging, right, will this be
Yeah,
10? And
yeah.
then it was 9-1. I thought, okay lah, 9-1, they cannot get the perfect 10-0, but the fella still went to put in the 10th goal and made it 10-1. It was so comfortable. It was Semenyo's first game. He contributed a goal and assisted one. His mom calls him some bad words because Semenyo rejected his club for Manchester City. Do you guys feel like Semenyo will be, Ismam, okay, bias aside, do you feel like Semenyo will be a good buy for Manchester City?
Yeah, man, of course. I think he's the direct player that Grealish could have been. I don't know how to say. Like, he's very direct with his play.
He is direct, but not as annoyingly direct as Doku. So
Correct.
he feels like the
He got the middle ground. And I think he's a brilliant player. I like his finishing. He has a good range of man can throw in a mad long ball also lah into the box.
Yeah,
with
that's
his
another
throw-ins.
thing that I
So
know.
I think he's an asset. Like, my bias aside, he's a great player. He's direct, but not as annoyingly direct as Doku. He is good.
Yeah.
But he can also what was the term? He can also recycle the ball, but not as frequent as Grealish. So I think he's
Yeah.
like the
He's a
perfect blend,
perfect in between.
Yeah.
Perfect in
He-
between guy.
It's a perfect. I think his time at City.
Wasn't it also
probably succeed.
refreshing? Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
how he
Carry on,
left
bro.
the club. Like how he left the
Yeah,
club.
correct.
He left it like everybody is like,
Mm.
okay, thank you,
Okay,
Semenyo.
salute,
Yeah.
Like
right?
other
Deserve,
players,
deserve.
they were forced to a move and all this.
In a world of Garnachos and Kobe Minos, you have someone like Semenyo who's for
I
me is
think
a model
they're
professional.
quite classy on the guys that leave
Classy guy,
Bournemouth.
yeah.
I didn't. Okay, for one, we got a player from Bournemouth, right? It was Kirkes. I felt that was a bit out of class. Like his father was in the news all the time talking about the son is going to Liverpool, and then they were on podcasts, and then like how Semenyo left was perfect. We don't have to cover Man City's next game because we did that in the previous segment. How
Yep.
Semenyo left was perfect, but was not perfect for Nitin, as that's the next game we're going to cover. So Semenyo's last game, Bournemouth beat Spurs 4-3 at what is it? When Vitality Stadium, is it the Vitality Stadium, right?
Vitality Stadium.
Vitality.
Yeah,
3-2.
always
3-2, yeah.
3-2.
3-2. Oh yeah, 3-2. Sorry, 3-2, and it was Semenyo's perfect send off. It was the goal right at the death. So this result ended. This is why Nitin also calls his club the Charity FC, because with this win is the first win in 11 games for Bournemouth at home. and then Spurs were the one to give it. Now we know how much of a heartache Nitin always has, because he always say they are charity FC, and every time somebody proves it right. But in this game we saw a brilliant goal by Palinia. It's a bicycle kick. And then Spurs led first 1-0, and then Bournemouth scored 2 before Palinia put one back. Do you guys, any one of you guys, what do you guys think is the biggest problem at Spurs at the moment? Because the pressure is on Thomas Frank. He has injuries, and the record at the home doesn't look so good at times. And then when the home is a bit stable, the away form goes to trash. What do you guys think is the main problem that Thomas Frank is facing at Spurs?
He needs to stop holding Arsenal cups. It's the third and look at what he's
How
drinking.
the hell did that happen?
No,
Like, it
so
wasn't even a
sorry,
Spurs. It wasn't
No,
even
no,
a
so
Spurs
how it
game,
happened
right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, how it happened was that because so usually visiting teams when they come over to the home to the stadium that they're playing, they bring along their own cups and everything. So Arsenal played Bournemouth the game before at Vitality on the Saturday. And then on
Oh.
Wednesday, Spurs played Bournemouth at Vitality. So somebody, I don't know whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, has given this cup to him for him to have his coffee in. And then he wakes up and
Yeah,
smells
poor
the coffee.
bastard. I think it's an inside job, bro. I think Spurs
It's a dirty
fans,
job.
or they are sick of this guy already. I think they say that this is going to be, and then he held the cup so perfectly, whereby he was holding here, then the Arsenal logo was right
Logo was
where the
there.
camera.
Yeah.
Who hasn't been
camera-
playing it for Tottenham? Probably that is the person that handed it to him. Boss, here.
Yeah,
Have a coffee.
he should have smelled there's something wrong with the coffee. But that aside, what do you guys think is the issue? Do you guys feel like the amount of, Nitin always says it, right? They have too many injuries, and just as but of course this morning it seems like they are going to sign Conor Gallagher, as Bentancur is now out for 3 months, I think. So do you guys think Conor Gallagher will help stabilize this Spurs midfield?
Stabilize?
I was actually
no.
quite.
Oh, yeah, make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries,
He
bro.
was quite.
Yeah.
I was quite sure. I mean, like I know Conor Gallagher is a decent player, like he's not like a top player, but he's a very good player, and I was quite surprised because I was expecting them to get a player who has got more creative output, someone who has got more passing range, passing volume. That was who I was expecting, because I was like reading this stat like a few days ago, like Spurs have only played 11 through balls the whole of this season. 11.
Oh,
Crazy,
really?
man.
Wow.
Mad.
Wow,
Bruno
that's not even
Fernandes.
won a game. Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes has
plays
played
11 per game,
24 through balls. Bruno Fernandes has played
Oh
around
my
23 or
God.
24, nearly double. There are 10 players in the league who have played more through balls than Tottenham Hotspur. There's a stat that they give out. So I thought that was where they were going for. But now it makes perfect sense, because then I realized today evening that Bentancur is out for 3 months. Okay, so that
Yeah.
makes sense, right? He steps in for Bentancur. But it's like 1 in, 1 out kind of thing. So your net effect is not really going to go up that much. You need to get someone who is much more creative. Surprisingly, I think Eze would be a wonderful choice for them, given how Spurs play and everything. I think Eze would be so good for them.
Don't hurt Nitin further with your
No,
words.
no, no,
You
I'm
guys
not
already,
saying because of
you guys
that.
already signed the guy. Sometimes you guys don't even play him. Then now you're saying Eze is a perfect guy for the guy.
The reason why I'm saying is that because I don't think Eze is doing well at Arsenal at all. And when I look at him the other day, I was talking to my dad actually. So my dad was like saying, actually, you know what? This guy should have gone to Tottenham. It might have given him the World Cup spot. Likely he's not going to make the World Cup if it continues this way. And it makes so much of sense, because like Eze is such a top player, right? So talented, pass volume is very good, has a shot on him, he has got a burst of pace. All the things that I feel that Tottenham midfield up front, right behind the number 9, is lacking at this moment. Yeah.
I mean, Xavi Simons is, whenever he comes on or plays, I think he does put in a shift lah.
I
Yeah,
think
he
he
does.
will
Yeah.
be back soon, right? Because
Yeah.
he's served the suspension for
Correct.
the trip.
When he's here, I think they are different side lah. With
But then
Xavi
you
Simons.
Kudus is also gone. Kudus is gone up to April, I think.
Wow,
So
shit, man.
they have to. I don't understand how
like
they
curse,
last
they
season. Last season they had this curse as well, where players had to play out of position, and then
yeah.
this season we felt like okay, Ange is no longer there because apparently Ange used to push them hard, right? And then now Thomas Frank's there, and then they're having the same injury. They are 2 injuries away or 1 injury away from disaster, which is Van der Ven or Romero getting injured, and then this thing. Do you guys think that Thomas Frank survives the season?
No lah, don't think so, man. Dude, they are sitting on 14th position with 27 points.
The sack
Ah.
is coming. You guys think the sack is coming?
Bro,
Well,
it's
let me put it this way: the next game they play is against West Ham. Whoever loses
correct.
that game,
gets
Uh,
relegated.
this
No lah,
like what
gets
we
sacked.
yes,
this like
that's
what we feel about when if anybody loses to Wolves, then you deserve the sack. So if Thomas Frank, if you are listening, if you lose to West Ham, you have to be sacked, man, or just leave lah. You just pack your bags and your Arsenal cup, and then just
nah.
go
You're
lah.
gonna win. Don't worry about it. Support you, Thomas.
Thomas
And
the
then
train.
what part on
Yeah.
for further pressure on him was in the FA Cup. Spurs is now currently out of the FA Cup as well. They lost to Villa, which
Villa 2-1, huh?
can happen also. So it's a tough time for Thomas Frank. So Calvin already shared with us who Spurs' next opposition are. West Ham United. So I think Spurs have to win this. Spurs have to
Have
win
to
this. I'm
lah.
going for a 2-0 Spurs victory. I think my star man for this has to be Tel. I think Tel of the last 2 games has been doing decent, contributing to the goals. So yeah.
I'm going with Spurs
Uh,
2-0 as well. Mickey Van der Ven, I think he's going to
Yes.
score a goal and going to keep a clean sheet, I think.
Mm-hmm. Fair shout.
I'm
Calvin?
going Spurs
for
to
me,
win. Sorry,
Mm.
go bro.
Yeah,
no,
carry
go
on,
ahead, go
carry
ahead. For
I'm
me,
going
it's
to
2-1.
go
Spurs win.
2-1.
okay,
My bad. I thought he
so Calvin has a
go.
2-1 Spurs win, right?
Simmons.
Yeah, Okay.
Simmons to be the star man.
And finally,
Apologies.
meet
Sorry,
what's your
bro.
prediction?
Sorry. I'm going to go Spurs to win 4-1. And my star man,
4-1.
I think Spurs are going to rip them one lah. And I'm going to go star man as Solanke. He's back, and I think he's going to
He's
Oh, he's
start.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's back.
Dominic Solanke, there you have it. So what does Nitin, the Spurs fan, has to say about this game?
Nitin has gone for 3-1. Kolo Muani as his star man,
Mhm.
and our dear friend Haikal has gone for 2-0 with Van der Ven as his star man. 2-0 Spurs.
So to Mickey, so nobody predicts an upset. If it happens, I think
Only
Nitin
Nitin
will.
upset, bro.
I think Nitin
I
will
also
be.
upset, bro.
Oh yeah,
A crash
bro.
shot,
But you
crash
guys
shot
are
from
you guys
Kelvin
are
and Nitin.
safe from West Ham lah, bro. So
It's okay. As a Leeds fan, I always have that skepticism.
for
No lah.
Jared Bowen and hatred for Jared Bowen, right?
Robert Bowen needs to break his leg still.
Sial lah. So let's see if Thomas Frank doesn't get the job done against West Ham. It's time to say goodbye. And lastly, the biggest game, what was built as the biggest game of the week, Arsenal versus Liverpool, was the absolute snooze fest. It ended 0-0 at the Emirates. I think it's about time we address about this. I think it's time we address this. You know, every time the Premier League have so many big clubs, right? Your traditional big six, but they always say that the El Clasico is the biggest fixture in the world. Sometimes as a Premier League fan, I feel upset about it. What do you mean? There's like your Liverpool versus Man U and all of this, right? But it's true because nowadays when the top six sides or the traditional big six sides play against each other, right, it's more than often a snooze fest. It's like cagey, tactical, both teams not wanting to lose, and this is exactly what happened in the game. So I feel like this is why over the years, like we used to get the good Man U Arsenal games, right? Like the good high scoring ones. Even now, even at one point of time, Liverpool used to like always beat Arsenal like with big score margins, right? We don't get that sort of excitement, and this is exactly what happened in this game with the 0-0. Arsenal maintained their 6 point at the top of the table. Meet, what do you make of the game? Because you was quite frustrated because you watched the whole thing. I fell asleep at halftime, and then you lack sleep at work. So, so do you feel like if could rewind back time, you would have just slept instead?
I'm not sure about whether I would have slept. I think I still wouldn't have slept. but I think what he said made so much of sense, man. It's become like a game of chess nowadays. You know, when top teams play, right? It's
Mm,
like so tactical. So when you have too much of tactical nouns going on, then you lose the entertainment value of the game. I mean, with respect to the game, right after the game, I was super disappointed because it was 2 points drop. But I think a lot of external
mhm.
circumstances played a part in this game. I think Arteta went into this game knowing that City have dropped 2 points the day before to Brighton at home.
Yeah,
And I think he went for the win in the first half, but then he realized that a draw might not be the worst result. A draw will also make sure that Liverpool do not catch up 3 points, because no matter what you say, 14 points, if we lose, it's 11 points, momentum build, anything can happen, right? So I think,
mathematically, it's still possible.
yeah, correct. So I think he decided to like settle for a draw in the second half. He decided to settle for a draw. I kind of rewatched the extended highlights. I thought Liverpool were excellent during the game with what they had, with the cards that they were dealt with. They played really really well.
Mm,
The Frimpong on the right was causing a lot of problems, and yeah, I'll let you talk more about Liverpool. With respect to Arsenal, I thought all of them had a lot of them had an off day. Bar Timber. Timber was really good. Besides that, I think we lacked a lot of conviction in the first half. If in the first half we managed to get a goal, I think we probably will end up winning the game. But that being said, in the first half, the team that was more likely to score a goal from the state of play was Liverpool, because Conor Bradley hit the bar, right? We
yeah,
did not
hit the
even
bar. Yeah.
threaten. Yeah, so I think on the day after I was very disappointed, but a few days later, when I look back at it, I look back at the big picture, I zoom out a bit, I realized that actually, you know what? It's another game week down. Points wise, we still have a 6 points lead. And
Mm,
to think about it, over a span of 1 week, we have extended from 2 points to 6 points. So it has been a very good
mm,
festive period for us. So I think it's fine, but we need to make sure we get back to winning ways. Yeah, and yeah, the other thing is about the Martinelli incident. I think you'll talk about it later, but
mhm.
yeah,
So
that's my take.
I thought like yeah, you hit it right on the head, because at the end of the day, it's still Liverpool, right? Getting a point against Liverpool is still a decent result, especially when you know that uh, City dropped point as well. So I thought it was quite fair in that sense. Arsenal were the dominant side in the first half. I felt, although Conor Bradley did hit the post and all that. Second half, what helped Liverpool was, I think, the front. I think between Words, Gakpo should be dropped still. Words, Gakpo, and I think Soboslai, they kept interchanging. Or McAllister, they kept interchanging. I think that was what left Arsenal a bit confused and gave us a bit more of the ball in the second half. But frankly, nothing much to talk about, which is why we're going to talk about what happened with what said. So the Martinelli incident, I feel like it was blown out of proportion, definitely. The reason it was blown out of proportion, if this game was 2-2, if this game was 3-3, nobody would have cared about the incident. I felt that it was 0-0. The pundits felt like they needed to talk about something, and then they just decided to okay, what happened, because there's nothing to talk about in this game, right? So what happened? So they decided to but like I said, although I felt that Martinelli should not have done it, like I said, it was not intentional for sure. It was not intentional. He would not have known the extent of the injury. Now that we know Conor Bradley's injury is ACL, he's out for the season. And so yeah, but on the other side, why I was a bit mad, I felt like maybe he doesn't know, but Conor Bradley is not the sort of guy who would go down and stay down. And I felt that if he was like, just say if he was a Andy Robertson, I don't think he would have dared to do it. I don't think he would have tried to push Andy Robertson. But with all of that said, Martinelli apologized, so that's that lah. I think even Arne Slot did not make a big issue out of it. But like I said, the pundits, nothing to go about for the game, right? So what's the next big incident that can cause some stir? I think that's what they went with.
Yeah, I actually second what you say. I think it's been blown out of proportion. I mean, Martinelli did, what Martinelli did wasn't right. Don't get me wrong. But guys, I can vouch for y'all. Martinelli is a very, very good guy. I can vouch for it, and personally, I know it.
Yeah.
The reason why is I'll share the photo. But I was at the Emirates, and the players were all coming out. Not one person stopped for me, except Martinelli. I'll send the photo and we'll post it up we'll post it up and everything. He stopped for me, and the security actually pushed me and asked me to leave. Said that I can't. He actually said it's okay and allowed me to take a photo. I know it's a very, very small thing, but it stood with me as a fan. It's one of the moments I think about so often. It's such a big moment in my life because one of the people who I watch every week, who I idolize, actually gave a bit of time for me, and he won't know what it means to me, but it meant the world to me. He's a very, very, very humble guy, very, very, very nice guy. And I think like I felt sad because like Gary Neville just came out and openly just said, just to sensationalize the whole incident and to get his ratings up, he just said that Liverpool players should have gone and bashed him up and whacked him up. I mean, like, guys, what sport are we playing, man? Like, do you really think Martinelli would have done that if he knew that Conor Bradley was injured? He definitely wouldn't have done that. And I thought Slot and Dominic Szoboszlai, man, I mean, like, my respect for them. I always respect Szoboszlai, especially. I rate him very highly. But my respect for them went up because it could have been very easy to take a dig in the post-match conference talking about how Arsenal is and like it's very unprofessional. But they handled it so professionally and in such a matured manner to say that, you know, like what Slot said, you know, this happens so much in the game. Play acting happens so much in the game. It becomes like a case of like the boy who cries wolf. You just don't know when it's real and when it's not. So in this case, like, unfortunately, Bradley got injured and Martinelli got it wrong. So I think what he did was wrong. He already apologized. If there was going to be any FA retrospective ban or what, I think Arsenal would have taken it. He would have taken it and everything. But
I think that would have been overboard.
Yeah, exactly. So the next morning when I woke the next morning when I woke up, this was all I was talking about, and all I was seeing, and everyone was asking me, "Oh, what kind of person is Martinelli?" and everything. And I was like, I'm not trying to be biased here, but like how many of our players, when we need a goal, we are pulling up the opponents when they're on the ground, or asking them to get out fast, or pushing a player to get his substitution done faster. A lot of us do. Just that Bradley was on the ground. Martinelli could never have seen the extent of injury. Bradley's back was facing Martinelli, and Martinelli pulled him slightly. It was wrong. He apologized, and I think we should just move on from the whole incident. So yeah, man, that's my take about Martinelli. Yeah.
You said the security pushed you right in front of Martinelli. Do you think Martinelli took a page out of it and pushed Conor Bradley? No, lah, bro.
No, so the funny thing is, I'm not sure this is funny, but
kidding.
during the Portsmouth game, there was a player who was injured and on the touchline.
Oh yeah.
And then the Arsenal fans said, push him down,
chanted,
Gabby, push him down. So it's like I don't think it's, I mean, like in this case it's like it's quite bad because Bradley has got long-term injury, right? But but I thought it was a bit funny lah.
Yeah, but what a lackluster game it was, man. I'm glad I fell asleep at halftime for this game, because the next day I felt like, okay, at least I gained like extra 45 minutes of sleep. Like touching on something else that's not Liverpool related, Xabi Alonso got sacked, so Arne Slot's future is really up in the air. Do Kelvin or Ishmam, do you guys feel that's a move that Liverpool should make right now? If I'm telling you right now, Alonso has no job. Do you guys feel like Liverpool should do it now?
No.
I think
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think they should do it now. He
yeah.
needs to rest,
Yeah,
refresh next season.
I think you give him 6 more months, the end of the season, if Liverpool is nowhere near the top 4, which I think they will, obviously, right? But if they are no longer near the top 4, I think Xabi Alonso knows the club. Right? He's played for the club. He's a club legend, I would say. Very good manager, but ruined because of the ego of Kylian Mbappe, your Vinicius, your Bellinghams. And I don't think he'll face that kind of problems when he comes to Liverpool. Lah. He didn't face that kind of problem when he was in Leverkusen because the players played for him, believed in him. And not saying that he cannot handle big names. But that being said, next year, what big name you have? In fact, you have your Wirtz and your Frimpong, your players that you brought up.
Don't forget Salah. What if a
Salah's
bus
gone.
comes near him?
Oh yeah,
Salah is gone. Salah is gone next year. Like, it's
but I
for
think
sure, right?
if like you get a Xabi Alonso in, right, I think Salah might rethink it. Just to see how it's much like Gerrard when Brendan Rodgers was around, then he felt like there's nothing left to play, and then now he regrets that clock. But I keep seeing, because the reason I brought this up was because I kept seeing Alonso is out of job. Some Liverpool fans want him right here and now. Even I feel it's the wrong move, because to like Alonso needs a break for sure. And then for Slot to be, he's still, like it or not, he's still in the top 4. We're still in the Champions League. We're still in the FA Cup. He has already had this team playing a certain way. Just let it go. But I get it why, because Xabi Alonso will be so in demand when it happens, because we are possibly looking at Pep going out at the end of the season. We're possibly looking at Rosinho in 6 months. Fella's gone. We're looking even at the likes of Manchester United. Although he has the Liverpool allegiance, it's still possible. Why not? So we are looking at a number of teams without the manager. So I get the desperation, but I don't feel it'll be the right move now. But I feel it's the correct move at the end of the season. You know why I'm saying this? Because you guys know me. I'm not desperate for Slot to get sacked, but I feel it's time for him to go, because even this Arsenal game, right? We were having a better run in the second half. He made no subs until Bradley's injury happened, and then he decided to make a substitute. You have your likes of, Gakpo is not the striker. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You could put in Chiesa. The guys who up front were interchanging positions, right? Just try something. Try to get a win, especially when you need to build a bit more momentum. Would we have won at Emirates? Might not be the case, but at least I want to see you trying to do something. And then this morning, now touching on a bit of the FA Cup, we beat Barnsley 4-1, and he played like a bunch of the first team players. These are the things that, for me, when I look at FA Cup, of course, if he had played a Brighton, for example, or he had played an Aston Villa, I would understand playing the first team. But he has just, whether it's him solely or with Richard Hughes, I don't know, they've dismantled so many of the youngsters that could play, that Klopp had, where you could have played in this sort of games, to now us fielding the first 11 again. And then if earlier one of them had gotten injured, right, it would have been such an unnecessary game, especially with how things are at the moment. We cannot afford to lose like a Verge again. So Van Dijk played again. I felt it was so unnecessary to play against Barnsley. You should just rest these guys. I'm not sure why. So Slot,
Momentum, bro. I think
but I
his
remember
brain, he wants to have a win, then try to carry it on to the next game. But
Barnsley and Burnley are going to be completely
Bro,
two
if he
different.
lose these 2 games,
Yeah.
we were talking about it at the last pod. So if he loses either of this game, right, he's fucked.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. So I guess that's why he decided to play the sort of the first team.
Xabi Alonso, if he had lost either one, right, Xabi Alonso would have a job by next week.
Correct. So he cannot afford to lose. So I kind of understand why he would do that. And not say you guys are not in the reaches of form also, you know.
If you go away, I understand starting a few players, but you know, you are at home, right? These are the sort of games, no disrespect to Barnsley, totally no disrespect, but it's the sort of game that, you know, fielding a mixed squad of a few youngsters, you have to remember the Liverpool youngsters were the group that could beat Chelsea in a League Cup final, right? At one point, Van Dijk was the only senior player at that point of time for that game. But they've dismantled so many, and the ones that, for example, like the Jadon Dance or some of these players that Klopp highly rated are not given games or minutes, even in a fixture like Barnsley. I find it ridiculous, lah. But with that being said, I don't think it's the right time for Slot, because now I feel it's the right time for them to let go. But now I feel that with Alonso around, it would be like, okay, now let's swap, and then I think it's not the right move, because if they had let Slot go, I would have wanted an interim, not like halfway change the whole system and everything.
Yeah, man. No, actually, I agree with you. I think actually a lot of my Liverpool friends also are saying that they feel that Slot can do more and everything. But the last episode, right, Maddie, we were talking about it, and I personally feel the PSV 4-1 loss has inflicted quite a bit of trauma in him. He realizes that he doesn't want to go gung ho. He wants more control, more domination, and that's what we saw in the second half against Arsenal. They were very controlled, very dominating, but nowhere near penetrative or threatening. And the problem with that is that it will end up getting you a lot of draws, because you either end up 0-0, 1-1, or this kind of results.
That is what, because we are currently on a long as unbeaten run, but it's not flattering at all, because in that long as unbeaten runs, there's so many draws which will affect, especially given how close the race for top 4 is, right? Which will, I feel that might affect, and for us to not make it to the Champions League next year will be a catastrophe, especially given how much we've spent this year, how much more we need to spend to shore up the defense. I think you shared, right? David Ornstein said that our main focus will be the defensive line, right? So I feel like if we lose out, and I feel like Slot is at this point whereby I feel there's going to be a lot more draws, especially if he deploys the team the way. Of course, there are other mitigating factors, like we always spoke, right? Transition, and then, you know, not knowing what to do with Salah, and then now is the perfect time. He needs Salah because Gakpo is so bad up front. He would have started Salah in front, I think, if he had the choice, but then Salah is now going to the semi-finals. So there's no options. He needs to figure it out, because I see a lot more draws coming up for this team. And it's like Arsenal, I don't mind a draw, because we are not in the best of forms, and you guys are top of the league. You guys are where you guys deserve to be, right? So for us to get a draw at the Emirates is not the worst thing. But it's the games that you can't figure out against, like the Leeds, like the Burnley.
Fulham.
Yeah, not Burnley. Like who Sunderland, and then Fulham. These are points dropped at a stage where you need to collect points to build some gap between the chasing pack for the top 4. That is my beef with Slot. I don't know how much of it can he address, but we will see. So Liverpool's next game's Burnley at home at Anfield. My prediction for this is, I don't, as much as I want to say like 3-0, 4-0, Liverpool will surely concede, in my opinion. So I'm going for a 2-1 Liverpool victory. Ekitike is back, so Ekitike is going to be my star player.
I'm going with a 2-1 Liverpool. Words I will.
Florian. See.
I'm going 3-1 Liverpool.
Cantik.
Starman Ekitike.
Ekitike. So Kelvin has to go off. So what did Kelvin predict for this game?
But honestly, bro, like really thank you so much for doing this, man. Like, of keeping track and all that. So
no worries, bro. Okay, Kelvin actually went for 2-0 Liverpool against Burnley, Ekitike. Nitin went for 2-0 Liverpool, Words. Haikal went for 3-1 Liverpool, Ekitiki. So a lot of very similar scorelines.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think you'll be comfortable. As for Arsenal's next game, Arsenal play Forest away. I'm going for a 3-0 Arsenal win. Bukayo Saka being my star player, star boy being the star player of the game.
I went 3-0 Arsenal as well. Saka, Sukayo Baka, gonna
Sukayo
turn up.
Baka.
The evil twin.
I'm
So-
going to go 2-0 Arsenal,
Mhm.
and my star man is going to be
Oi.
Victor Gyökeres.
I just really step pedals against these teams. I think we're going to get like a scammy penalty.
Before we find out the prediction of the rest of the boys, right? Victor Gyökeres had 8 touches in this Liverpool
Yeah.
Arsenal game, and one being the kickoff. Man, imagine running around for 60 plus minutes right before he was subbed out. And
Yeah.
then having 7 touches is bad, man. But I believe what you're saying. So he might step pedal. Because I saw these Arsenal fans complaining as well. They said he's going to step pedal his way. The rest of the boys, what do they have? I don't think anyone predicts a Forest win, right?
Haikal has gone for Arsenal to win 3-0 Sukayo Baka.
Sukaya Bak.
Nitin has gone for Arsenal to win 2-0 with Gabriel as the star man, and Cal has gone for Arsenal to win 1-0 with Gabriel as the star man.
Ooh, that's a close game. So he feels that Daesh Ball might have something on for Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be so easy as well. I think it's going to be hard. We're going to
So
fight.
let's
We
see
need
if
to fight hard for it.
Bukayo Saka turns up, or will we get Sukayo
Sukayo Baka.
Baka? Sukayo Baka in that game. That's about the games we wanted to cover. Other notable results includes Brentford's 3-0 win against Sunderland. Brentford are a mad thing. Brentford 5th, right?
Yeah,
Brentford
Yep.
are 5th, and I think are they I think they're just a couple of points behind Liverpool. It is crazy to think. And the other result that was notable was Discipline FC World Champions, Discipline Problem 2-1. Fulham beat Chelsea 2-1. The bulk of this game, I think about a good 70 minutes, Chelsea played with 10 men. Cucurella got sent off. I think with this is the 5th red card Chelsea have had this season.
Is it said direct straight rates?
But this also marks the end for interim McFarlane.
McFlurry.
McFlurry. Oreo McFlurry.
So McFlurry doesn't have the most great 2 games. He had a 2 games interim job,
But-
right?
But he did a job for Mitran lah.
Yeah, I'll not forget
yeah.
him. I'll
never
McFlurry.
But bro, that being said, his access to the training pitch has been revoked as of the last game.
who they have given access to now is the PE teacher in Liam Rossinier. We wish you all the best, Liam, for the remaining 17 games, because
You will
after
need
that, after that, I don't know where you will be lah. There are a lot of
He turned it
managers.
around. I tell you,
A
I
lot
will be
a lot
shocked.
of- Hey, we will never know. We will never know.
You never know. Yeah.
Right. But I feel like if he turns it around, right, and then you will be like great, and then next season he's gone. That's the sort of vibe he's giving me. Harry Wilson is on fire though. Fulham.
Yeah,
Harry
oh.
Wilson has scored his
Wow, FPL pick.
seventh goal in the
Yeah.
league this season. He scored the winner against Chelsea in this 2-1 victory. With that, Fulham now are level on points with Chelsea. Can you imagine how topsy turvy
man.
this whole season is?
It's entertaining if you don't support any club but then once you support
Right.
your mid-table like United I tell you it's
This
like
season might feel like I remember a few seasons back. I think was it when City won the title, where the champions were not the talking point. People had to look at the relegation.
the relegation
Relegation, and then who qualifies for Europe, right? I think the league will be done by the end of the season. I think the relegation will be done by the end of the season. I think it will be those European spots that goes right to the end of
Yeah. Something
end
like
of the
last
season.
season, Liverpool ran away with it by March. And then after that, we were looking at, I think last year we didn't even have a top 5 race, There was nothing left on the last day, I think, if I'm not wrong. I can't really remember.
Yeah, there was
wasn't.
a stupid ass last day. I remember it was so boring.
Because
No, I mean for us fun because we kicked Villa out of the
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
that was the sports.
only
Villa,
that was the only
Villa,
the only
Chelsea.
fun thing about my season.
So let's see this season. This season, who gets into the European spots, and will Chelsea make it? Will the PE teacher in Liam Rossini makes it? Chelsea's next game. Chelsea's next game is Brentford at Stamford Bridge. So we're just gonna do the on the ground prediction. Do you guys think Rossini does it? Because Brentford are flying, man. Brentford are flying.
Mm.
I
So
think
2-1.
Brentford takes it.
Good.
Mitran, your
Brentford takes
2-1,
it.
is it Brentford?
Chelsea, I think I'll go Chelsea. Chelsea at home, they'll get it done.
Every time I want to write off Igor Thiago, right, he will score. So I'm going for a 2-2 draw lah. Let's see.
2-1 Brentford to me.
Igor Thiago
Mm.
scoring, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to bring him into my FPL. If you guys have noticed throughout this episode, right, up to if you are with us up to this point, we have done we predicted certain games which involves our clubs, specifically United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Leeds and Spurs, the clubs of the main host. The reason we are doing it is because between us we have this small league that we are doing courtesy of Meet.
Thank you, Mitran.
We are yeah,
Hey,
man.
no worries,
Thanks.
guys.
So what we are doing is predicting the scores and the star players. That's why you hear us saying Sukayo Baka and all that. We are predicting who the. So every time something is right, and then we get some points, we get the prediction right, the star player right. So in this table, so we've just started it last week, right? So Meet, who's
Yeah.
the top of the table at the moment?
From last game week, our first round of prediction league scoreboard, I'm at the top with 10 points. Cal is second with 7 points. Nitin is third with 6. Haikal is fourth, joint fourth with Ishmam with 4 points. And Mehdi is doing his best rendition of Wolverhampton Wanderers with 1 point.
So, this is like slot level of performance. So many categories. I just got 1 point. I can't
Bro, it's
believe.
crazy.
How is it even possible that I just got
Yeah.
some one bit right? Imagine I didn't even get that right. I'll be on 0 points. It'll be a madness. But we have predicted. You guys can, if you guys can leave comments or on our YouTube page or whatsoever. If you have your predictions, let's see how good your ball knowledge is. So as usual, we will end this week with our typical goal of the week, team of the week, player of the week, and Ballon d'Or. So for this week, my goal of the week is Palhinha's bicycle kick.
Oh, what a goal, man.
What do you guys have?
For me, it's the Semenyo's dagger lah.
Yeah, that was a solid one. I was thinking between that and this Palhinha goal.
Palhinha one was class also.
I'm going to go with the Paulina goal. So
Yeah, this week actually
yeah.
in terms of goals, beautiful goals, like a bit underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Right. Your
It was.
team of the week, my team of the week is Brentford beating Sunderland comfortably 3-0 and going up to 5th place. Crazy.
I will go with Wolves, to get a draw at Everton.
Everton, 9-man Everton, discipline
Not
FC, discipline problem FC
Hill
2.
Dickinson. Hill Dickinson.
Meet your team of the week.
My team of the week, tough one. I was thinking of Wolves, but I think I'm going to settle for Nottingham Forest. It was a very, very big game, and it was a first game of the game week, and it was a relegation battle.
Yeah.
Like they had to win, and they won away from home.
Yeah.
Under a lot of pressure, so it kind of pulled away, and it was so crucial.
Sean Dyche
Yeah,
thing.
with how much at stake?
And finally, your player of the week, my player of this week is Brandon Aronson. I thought he had a tremendous game against Newcastle. Scoring 2, was there, like chasing everything down. So yeah, Aronson. So Kevin, if you are listening, since you have already left, I'm giving your Leeds player props for player of the week. Ishmam, yours?
Igor Thiago, man. Man's on
That
fire.
guy.
Man's on absolute fire.
And Mitran, yours?
I'm going to go with Benjamin Shesh's goal. I thought the
Oh,
second goal was so much of class, and I think that's why you pay the big money for, man. The way he opened up his body and
yeah.
finished it,
And-
it was just different level. So he's not really high in confidence as well. So two big goals. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. And finally, every week we do this Ballon d'Or category where we find the player, the manager, the fan, or the referee, anyone that underwhelmed us so badly that we have to give it to the category. My first my Ballon d'Or pick is both Arsenal and Liverpool combined because of putting me to sleep and underwhelming in the big game. So I'm going to give this whole 22 players, the bench, the managers, all of them, the Ballon d'Or award. Ishmael, yours
Mine would be Gary Neville for being
for
an
saying that
absolute.
we
Yeah,
should bash Martinelli.
honestly, man, these guys, right? Nothing better to do.
What are you showing the next the generation,
Children,
the younger people?
What are you
Right? The
doing? Like, I don't
kids.
understand.
Right,
Like this guy is
exactly.
honestly, it's about time that they take his rights off, from even talking again, because they only can spew bullshit to increase their viewership and all these kind of things. Half of it is sensationalism, which I'm not a big fan of, and it affects my club on a personal level because of these guys, right?
Yep.
Like, yeah. So for that reason,
Meet, will you agree that is your Ballon d'Or as well?
I was going to go for something a bit different. I'm actually going to go for the Everton two red cards. Everton
Mhm.
played Wolves and they got two red cards. One was to Michael Keane and the other one to Jack Grealish.
Jack
The
Grealish,
Michael Keane one was ridiculous. Guys, you cannot pull a person's hair. A hair is part of the body. And if you pull someone's hair, it's a red card. It's like Cucurella has
yeah.
gone through so much of it.
I
And
hope
then Jack
Liverpool has
Grealish.
some long-haired
Yeah.
players, so that it's easier for opponents
Yeah.
to pull. Then we
You
get
know, I was
more.
thinking of that. Like, if Gyökeres has like long hair, then at least he can be more useful during games, and players can pull his hair, and we can get something. So yeah, man, Gyökeres, go for it. Get some long hair done.
But what do you
And
feel
then
about the Jack Grealish red card? I felt like, okay, I am okay if you say it's sarcastic. He clapped at the referee, right? And then they felt it was sarcastic. But I feel it should be quite standardized. If you
Yeah.
want to enforce it, do enforce it. Do
Yeah.
not, because there are certain players that they throw about their weight when the decision don't go their way
Yeah.
and then get
Yeah.
away with it.
Yeah. No, I just think that, I mean, like, bro, I was watching I was watching a bit of rugby over the weekend, and then I was like watching the game. These guys are all so buff and like so stout and everything. But when the referee makes a call, nobody argues. There's nothing. The
Yeah.
referee's call is final and they respect it. So I think there's consistency is something that is needed in terms of refereeing decisions, but players cannot start throwing their toys out of the pram
Yeah.
when things go out of because like how we said, what Gary Neville does sets a bad example to the kids who are watching. This
So
also sets a bad
players,
example.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
kids will go to school the next day and think that, hey, you're just a referee. I can actually just mock you or ridicule you or throw words at you. And just, it's a very bad advertisement for the sport, I feel. So, yeah.
Yeah, so there is it. Our Ballon d'Or rankings. I mean, our Ballon d'Or nominees and winners for the game week 21. We hope that kids, any kids listening, please be nice in the sport. We need to bring Colina back as a referee. Remember Colina,
Oh
the
my God.
bald-headed referee?
Yeah, man.
Nobody dared to do anything against him. What he said stands. So those are the type of referee. And he was a good referee. He
Yeah,
wasn't like,
yeah.
he wasn't just strict and then his performance were rubbish like a lot of these EPL refs.
But bro, the only referee who had his face on the FIFA.
Yeah,
man.
bro. Crazy, man. He was.
His aura, man. Even like Gattuso all cannot, like, whatever
Nobody
he
can
say,
makan him,
Gattuso listen, yeah. And he had that kind of a strong.
I used to
but we
play the
won't-
FIFA games, and then when I got booked, I wanted Colina to be the one to book me. That was how popular it was. And last but not least, we have closed our the Odd League. Now we're going to the FPL segment. If you've joined us, we thank every single one of you guys that have joined our Odd League. We have 33 players, as mentioned at the very first episode of the odds at football. If you top our league, we will get you your team's jersey for next season as the prize. This week, now I wasn't here last week, right? So this is a week that I'm browsing again. What Nitin wanted so badly has happened. He always said that he can't wait to be displaced from the top spot because he felt it was boring. He needed the chase. So we have a new top of the league, or if last week he was already top. Shiva Geta from Chelpian FC is
Right, man,
currently
Shiva.
our. What team does Shiva support?
He's a Chelsea fan, bro. He's a
Ah,
Liam Rosenius Blue Army kind of
bro.
guy.
So you imagine if Shiva wins, we need to get him the jersey, and then there will be the world
Well,
champions patch
oh my
on
days.
him.
You know, I was with him over the weekends, right? So this fella say that he doesn't even. So he has two teams, right?
Yeah.
So the one team that the team that he cares about or puts in a lot of effort, right, is the one that is below the first one. So
Oh,
the
so
first one he said I don't put in any effort, I just anyhow play.
it seems to
Like, how
work,
are you doing this,
nowadays when you
How
don't
are you
put in the
doing this?
effort.
Yeah.
Nowadays I'm
Like,
putting in effort, right? Then we will go through the table and see where we are. So Mitran is currently at second. Oh, you're just
Back
9
to
points behind. 9 points
fool,
behind
the
Shiva.
comeback.
back to my
you
favorite.
know?
Back to my home, guys.
back to his perch, but his perch is a number 2. And finally, at number 3 is Sean Tobin Isaac at this game, or Isaac at this game.
I don't know
He's
whether
not
he
too far
watches
off.
but yeah, if
He
you're
has
watching
14
Sean,
points. So now we go to the host of this show. Nitin is currently on 4th place with 1,255 points. Nitin, let's see if he can step up, because he said he's bored of being at the top and wanted the chase. we will see. After Nitin, we have, so it's like not bad. Some of you guys are like back to back, because after Nitin we have Kelvin, and with his Singapore Leeds FC, and then behind him we have Bruno Dostres. Manchester United might not be doing well, but Ishmael is. So, and then I am currently at 10th position. I fell off quite a bit after last week. I had like 20 plus points, and then this week 45. And like lastly, Eichel, I'm scrolling. He's really the scroll down FC when it comes to where is this fella, yeah?
I think he's
Eichel is
20
currently
something.
20. He has not broke the 1,001 point mark. Eichel, it's time to step up. You badly need it. I don't know
Actually,
if yeah.
Maddie, you climbed the table a lot when you were in Japan, you know.
Yeah, I should go to
Yeah.
Japan. When I was in Japan, like I said, that when I was in Japan, I didn't make changes, and then I kept having 5 free transfers because I did nothing to it, and then I climbed a lot. And then I'm back
Yeah.
in Singapore. It's the Singapore air. I'm telling you.
must be the win lah.
It's the
Must be the
Singapore
win.
humidity that is fucking up my performance. So once again, we thank all of you guys for joining our league. We will keep our word. Hopefully it's not the Chelsea jersey with the world champions. That will make me sick. But thanks for participating. We just have 17 more game weeks. So all the best to everyone.
Is there any prizes for second place?
Ask Arsenal lah, bro. Usually nothing. Usually nothing. So with that, we've come to the end of this episode of
jialat.
game week 21. We will catch you guys on the roundup of game week 22. If you've not subscribed, if you've not followed, please do so. Help us grow this year. Tell your friends
Yes.
about the show. And if you want to be a part of the show, we don't mind, we don't care which team you support. We are more than happy to have you guys on board with us to chat football and your team's current standings. So anything else?
Actually, paging for some Chelsea fans to come on board, man.
Yeah, man.
Come
Hey,
and chat.
how about Shiva?
Shiva, I'll ask him like, hey brother, you wanna?
Yeah,
If you're watching this.
Mr. Shiva, if you're watching this,
Hey mate, how about
come.
your friend, the Chelsea fan?
Yeah, I can get him in, but he's having bets with me about when to go and cut hair and everything. So, so I think he's a bit lost also lah.
Because I want to know what Chelsea fans feel
Yeah,
at this
like
point
from-
of this point of with the manager gone, and then the new manager. It wasn't even interim, giving Rosinha like 6.5 years contract. they just seem to be all over the place. But what's not all over the place and you can find in two places only is our episodes. We will be on YouTube or on Spotify.
Yes,
So
sir.
check out our episodes. So we look forward to catching you guys next week after such a big game like the Manchester Derby. Will Mitran extend his lead further, or will Michael Carrick start on a bad foot? Will Arne Slot still have a job, or will Xabi Alonso take over? We might have that for you as well. So do check us out every week. With that, this has been a great episode of the Oddset Football. My name is Maddie.
I'm Ish.
I'm mate. Bye, guys.
Peace out, man.
Kelvin, I hope Kelvin never suddenly pop out again like that week. Ciao.
Ciao.
Peace out.